Nintendo.
Animal Crossing Wild World on the Nintendo DS. Truly one of the most magnificent experiences I ever had with a game. This game was the reason I would ignore my parents' wants and stay up past my bedtime, hiding away under my blanket so that the light from my Nintendo DS couldn't be seen under the door's crevice. The times I had with this game on the Wi-Fi side of the community was more than I could have ever asked for at the time. Easily one of the biggest highlights of my childhood, I'm going to be discussing and sharing my experience with you. I'll start at when I first got the game. As a kid, I thought it was to be one of those girl games. My sister kept urging me to ask for it for my birthday for months prior, but I kept refusing, as I didn't want my dad questioning why I would get such a game. However, some things led to another. I was seeing her play the game, and she was playing on multiplayer with other people, which is something I hadn't done in a while since I didn't have a LAN cable for my PlayStation 2 anymore. So I ended up asking for the game for my birthday. I got it on November 3rd of 2008. It took a few days, but I'd eventually join a website called Animal Crossing Community on November 15th, 2008. This was a forum board that was absolutely dominating the Wi-Fi scene for the game, where Neoseekers and AnimalCrossingWildWorld.com couldn't keep up. Tens to hundreds of threads would be posted on the daily, whether it was people trying just to hang out and meet new people requesting items, people doing giveaways, whatever it may have been, it was well established on the website. At the beginning, I would be the meet new people kind of guy, and I began replying to threads like a madman, hoping to connect with some people quickly, as I was honestly quite desperate for more friends around this time, offline or not. Sounds pitiful, but I didn't go outside a lot, mainly because of the living location that we were at. Little to my knowledge, everyone there was actually quite new friendly, even the ones who had been around since 2005, the game's launch. And in not too long, I would be Wi-Fiing with numerous people daily, eventually setting on a few people who I would be friends with throughout the majority duration of the time I was playing this game. These people, who are long gone now, not sure where they are, but I'd like to meet them again sometime, were named Yudi, Wazaka, and the Edster. I had very good times with these people, and I hope they're living good lives now. I stop and wonder if they ever reminisce on me like I do them. Then I realize I'm just a serious nostalgia fag, and they probably don't. Anyways, this is the same era I had gotten an Action Replay alongside my sister for Christmas back in 2009. The Action Replay would allow you to cheat the game, online or offline, which meant hacks could either be used for the good or for the bad. Now, I started out very innocent with it, proven by me soon joining one of the most popular giveaway services and climbing up the ranks due to the dedication I had. And I would become better known throughout the community overall. As a supplier, I was taking jobs quicker than a majority of the other suppliers on the team, so it was bound to happen that I'd be recognized anyways. However, it didn't take too long for some evil senses to come over me, and eventually I began making separate accounts to do what was called seeding and bricking. This form of cheating was drastic and could render the game unusable. I'll simply explain what both were. Seeding was basically just ruining the save file. The game's buildings were saved as object hexes in the game, meaning with a cheat like text to item, you could spawn it in your inventory and drop it anywhere you wanted to in a town, given it was within the game's normal boundaries. So, you could spawn a museum by simply typing something like 5001, and you could drop it in front of, say, the player's house or town gate, rendering it either impossible for them to exit their house and they'd have to start over, or they'd be unable to go online as they'd have to start over. Bricking was a different story. Bricking involved dropping items that didn't truly exist in the game, though they were still recognized as items in the hex list. Excuse me. Although it's unknown what they were truly ID'd as, these items were deadly to your game and would render your game unloadable, as it'd freeze at the Nintendo logo right before the game was supposed to show the title screen. Even the bad hackers normally avoided this, as it normally wasn't pure evil within their hearts. They just wanted to get a sick laugh out of ruining a save file a majority of the time. I would become one of these people. As time went on slowly and the game peaked popularity in early to mid 2010s within Animal Crossing community and other forum boards, seeders also came on a prominent rise, and the first known and documented scenario for a group of seeders were known as tech crooks. I know the name is goofy, but please bear with me, as this is 2010. Although I was never a part of the group since I ran solo when I was seeding and breaking, they knew me because they had connections to my sister, who took part fully in seeding with them. If you were to ask me now as to why I took part in being malicious on this game, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I wasn't troubled as a kid, as most people think hackers are. Life was actually pretty good, and I guess I was just bored, maybe? I don't know, it was too long ago. The seeding era would start dying out slowly with the passing months, and a few more seeding groups started, mainly branches off from the crooks, like the Crusaders. Though they'd never see recognition as much as the crooks themselves did, it was obvious that people were more ready for seeding and breaking since it had become so popular, and it was harder for these people to get away with it. This is around the same time I stopped seeding as well. I had grew up a bit, and I was now seeking to find what I had originally gotten the game for in the first place. Friends. I started fresh under a new alias, Boltblade, which was a reference to a Wizard 101 wand, but my history with that is for another video. This account I would immediately meet my 4 primary friends with, and throughout the summer of 2011, I would consistently play with them. From here on out, I gradually started losing interest in the game overall, on top of the game just not being nearly as active as it used to be. I stopped Wi-Fiing on a daily basis as I was doing other things now, like playing PS3 or even going outside more often, which even to me now it doesn't sound like a me thing to do. However, it was true, and with the shutting down of Nintendo's Wi-Fi service for the DS and Wii in early 2014, this marked the end of an era for me. I couldn't have asked for a better online experience at the time. Not only was every person I met on there incredible, even if I didn't keep in touch with any of them, the game and the people shaped my childhood for the better, showing me aspects of good and evil within myself. I'm very glad my sister got me into this game while it was hot, and though I'm too old now to experience something like it again, it's nice to reminisce and know that, honestly, I grew up in the best era of online gaming. My opinion alert! But anyways, thanks for watching this video, and I hope to see you on the next one.